with a dream in my pocket. Took a step and I couldn't stop it. Every stumble lit a fire inside. Now I walk with my head held high. Lessons learned and bridges burned. Still I rise with every turn. This is more than just a climb. It's my moment, it's my time. No more hiding in the crowd. Gonna wear my soul out loud. The world is waiting just to see all the magic inside of me. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You are special, let it show. Be yourself and let it flow. Stand out, don't dim your glow. You were born to steal the show. Shine, shine like you mean it. Shine so bright they can't believe it. Pages turn, but the heart stayed true. Every scar's got a golden hue. Telling my story in my own style. With every post, every smile. From the hustle to the heart. Every ending's a brand new start. Turning passion into plans. Now I'm dancing where I stand. I don't chase, I'm magnetized. My journey's written in the skies. If you're watching, hear me say, you're a light to find your way. Shine, shine like a diamond bright. Shine your light, you've got every right. You are special, let it show. Be yourself and let it flow. Stand out, don't dim your glow. You were born to steal the show. Shine, shine like you mean it. Shine so
Hello, everyone. So happy to see you. Thank you for joining me on Who, What, Where Wednesday with our topic today of Lead with What You Have. My name's Narelle Warcon and I'm coming to you from Mackay, Queensland, Australia, where it has been quite warm. Here we are, only a few days away from winter, and we're still getting quite hot days. So I don't know where it's like in your place. Please let me know in the chat what your weather is like. I know that some of Australia down south is starting to get a lot of cold and some snow starting to come in. So g'day, Ava, how you going? Lovely to see you. Thank you for popping in and for your support always. I really appreciate that. Hi, Jean, coming in. I saw you were taking your puppy out, and I'm sure you're back soon. Cynthia Brown, thank you for joining us. Tandra, thank you for joining in. Let us know where you're coming in from, please. It's really lovely to have you here, and I really appreciate your support. So did you have a think about what our topic is about this week? I firstly want to go through, a couple of things. So last week, as I said, I'm just doing this at the beginning just because I'm not quite sure. Vavine, lovely. Yeah, it's cooling down over there. I know you're a bit further down south. I'm in the tropics and you're on the other side of Australia where it does get a bit colder there too. I just want to say again, last week I did this in the beginning and it was just that 71% of the people who come to my channel aren't fully subscribed. So it is free to subscribe. We don't mind if you subscribe, if you hit that bell and click on all for all notifications when I do go live. I really appreciate it. And if you don't want to subscribe, that's okay too. But please remember that a thumbs up, a heart, any of those things, or at least leave a comment after we go live on the recording is always appreciated. Share out if you find it of value. I've been coming to you now for quite some time and sharing a lot of different information about being prepared. What are we doing right now? How can we work on ourselves to achieve the certain things? Oh, it's raining. I love the rain, Cynthia. Love it. 58 degrees, I believe, is Fahrenheit. I'm not quite sure what that is in Celsius, but we might be able to work that out. So each week we grow stronger together. We get more clear and more confident. And I hope that you're feeling that by me sharing some of my experiences or sharing the information about, getting ready, standing tall, shining bright, playing small is not good at all. All those topics, remembering that you can pop over to narellewarcon.com ready set go, and just pop your email in. And any of those weeks that you want to go back over step by step, we started with YouTube, and just getting a little bit prepared as to what can I do now while we're waiting for our company to move forward. Okay, so these are simple little steps that anyone can do. And if you need help, you can always come here each week and ask questions in the chat, and I will answer those to help you move along at your pace, not at the pace that you think. Sometimes we think we've got to do everything at once, okay? And it's not like that at all. It's about doing it at your pace. That's why the basic steps that I've set up, the downloadable information at Ready, Set, Go there on the screen, you will be able to just pop your email in. We're not asking for any more information, and we'll send you an email out where you will be able to have that downloadable link in the email, and you can go back to it as many times as you like, because that link stays live for you for anything that we have coming forward. So I really appreciate those who have already joined. There are quite a few of you, so I hope that you're doing that, at least looking at those step by steps and applying a little bit of each one each week, because that's going to have you, hi Ishwa, lovely to see you. That's going to have you so much more advanced than those who are sitting there on their hands just waiting for something to fall into their lap. So thank you for all those jumping on, and thank you for those coming in from my LinkedIn channel, and also Narelle Warcon author, my Facebook page. I do tend to put a lot of different information here, there, and everywhere. So if you're coming in on any one of those other channels, thank you so much. Please leave a comment, a heart, like, and yeah, I really appreciate it. We'll get back to answering you as well. And thank you for those who are sharing my information out, my links out. I really appreciate that. Each week, like I said, I come to you with some information that's going to expand on what you already know, what you've already experienced. So let's get into it, hey? So this week is a game changer. Lead with what you have. What do you have? Have you thought about that? What do you actually have? So many of us wait for the right time to think or think we more before we can lead. So a lot of people don't like using the word leaders, but I do agree that there are certain people within many businesses that are leaders. They didn't get there because they sat on their hands. They worked with what they had at the time. Now, just going back, and I know maybe not a shout out, but Mr. Beast is a big YouTuber. Now, I watch a couple of his things because what I've seen lately is they actually put down 100 wells in Africa, all over different parts of Africa. And just where he started from was truly incredible. So go and have a read of his story, because he started with next to nothing, and look where he is today. It really is something that can happen to each and every one of you, and each and every one of you has it inside of you, okay? But what if everything you need to start is already within you? So that's what I'm saying. Everything is within you. You just need to believe in yourself. So let's get on with it. Step one, recognize what you already have. Now, a little quote here is start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. And that's a quote by Arthur Ashe. So those things are really important, because, like I said, too many people are, and I'll come back to an experience I had yesterday, because it was a bit of a tough day for me yesterday. I had one of those days, believe it or not. Everybody sees me as being bright and happy and cheerful, and I had a bad day yesterday, and I will come back to that. So sometimes we overlook our own value because it's familiar. We think, oh, this, everybody knows how to do this, or somebody else has done this, or somebody else is doing it better. And we tend to lose that value because we live in this world of nobody recognizing or uplifting us, or, supporting those things that are great within us. And if you haven't got that around you, or those people around you uplifting you and telling you and sharing with you, and just doing all of those wonderful things to make you feel good, okay, then sometimes we get stuck in that little rut of, I'm just not here good enough. I like that, Gina. I've just done a new video, which I haven't put up yet, and it says I'm going to make a difference, and you certainly do. So let's get on with this. But the truth is, your lived experience, so your life, your perspective, your time, your voice, your relationships. These are resources that you can use. Hello, Alan. Lovely to see you. Alan, I believe you're coming in from South Africa, if I'm correct. Hey, Marcianne, lovely to see you. Ashan, thank you so much for joining in. So what I'm saying is that these things that are part of your life, like I do, I'm sending sharing out my message of where I've come from. Who is Narelle Warcon? What does she know? Well, my experience is that I have come through domestic violence and triumphed over that and had to step up and keep stepping up. I had to live through my experiences to be able to write about my story in my book. I had to keep stepping up, keep growing. And was it easy? No, it wasn't. It was so flaming hard that sometimes I just wanted to give up. It was easier to stay in, maybe a victim, but also just to stay in the safety of, it's okay, I don't need to do anything. I came through and it's okay. But the more I share my story, the more it's going to help you all. So just excuse me 1 minute. Okay. So think of what you've survived. Okay, so I've survived domestic violence, and there's many out there that are probably hiding behind a shadow, a curtain, that may have gone through a bad relationship. We've all had them. It's very rare that you find somebody, particularly these days, that hasn't gone through something. It doesn't have to be domestic violence. Hi, Nara, lovely to see you. It can just be a bad experience. It can be a bad relationship. Something happened. You thought it was going here. You fell in love. And then all of a sudden, you're on two different paths, because they don't necessarily want what you've got or the direction that you want to take. So, so what you've learned, okay? So what have you learned in life and what you've seen, okay? That's wisdom and that's leadership fuel. So again, we talk about leadership. You are a leader in your own right. Doesn't matter what you've been through in your life. Don't put yourself down. So maybe you're a great listener. Maybe you've been through challenges and come out wiser. Maybe you're simply consistent, showing up when others don't. Thank you, Jean, because you're a very consistent person and I love you for that. And all of you who are coming on here each week and supporting me, I truly appreciate it. So there's a little bit of an action tip this week. Okay, so write down 3 things you already have that can make a difference. So you don't have to put them in the chat. You don't have to share them with anybody. Write them down for yourself, okay? Even if they feel ordinary to you. Example, right? I have encouragement, organization skills, and a story someone else needs to hear. So, are you an organized person? I'm probably the worst organized person there is. But I what do they call it? Organized chaos. I work really well with that. So thank you for having a look at that tip and maybe writing something down in front of you to bring up those things that you keep hidden inside, to let yourself know that you are enough and you have things inside of you that are totally amazing. And I'd love to hear more and more from people. Okay, so step 2, stop waiting for more. Okay, if you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting the rest of your life. Lemony Snicket. That's the name that I got on that quote. So if you wait until you're ready, you'll be waiting the rest of your life, because there is no ready. Today I'm ready. 5 minutes ago I was ready. I'm going to be ready on the 12th of June. How do you put a time to being ready? If you don't take that first step, which we spoke about last week, it's always a little bit scary because sometimes we don't see the first step, okay? Sometimes we're too scared. Well, what happens if? But all you're worrying about is things that you don't even know. You're worrying about stuff that may not even happen, So we live in a culture that says you need more credentials, more followers, more training, more confidence. But leadership doesn't start when you're ready. It starts when you're willing. Okay, so leadership doesn't start when you're ready. It starts when you're willing to step up and say, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. I'm going to try my hardest at doing this. And I know a lot of people go, there is no try, blah, blah, blah. But if you don't get out there and say, today I'm going to do one thing, it's amazing how that can keep roller coastering on. Yeah, well, you do it very well, Jean. You're very, very consistent, and a beautiful friend, and a beautiful speaker as well. So write those things down, because people think of you as being those types of things. I do, and that's what matters, to all of us, that we have somebody in our little side going, hey, you're really good, I really appreciate you. Try and send something out to somebody to say how lovely they are, or take one of those action steps and just send a message to one of the people on here and say something nice about them after we're finished. Okay, I like those things. I like doing it out of the blue. I do it as often as I can. So the longer you wait, the more doubt takes root. The longer you wait, we all know that. Hi Rupa, lovely to see you. The longer we wait, we sit there, we procrastinate. What happens is we get into a negative frame of mind. No, no, it's okay. I don't. No, tomorrow never comes. Okay, we all know that. Peruru, thank you for joining in. Okay, so start small and trust that clarity and momentum will come as you move. And that's what I'm saying. Each little step you take is a step towards being more and amazing and confident. And, just trust yourself on this one. So the action step for this week is do something practical with just what you have, like offering help, sending that message, a kind message to somebody, starting a project, recording a video. How many of you have done your first videos? How many have you taken that step and just recorded it? You don't even have to go live. At least with a recording, you can just do a quick little intro and put that up on your YouTube or your social medias, anywhere. And part of that is being prepared. Part of that is getting yourself out there. I'm teaching myself to. Well, even that's fine, Ellen. If you put a picture up and you talk behind it, sometimes people feel more confident in that, that their face isn't being seen. A lot of people, I'm sorry, but a lot of people think that they're not pretty enough, that they don't look a certain way, that, they have strange eyes, or I don't know. But honestly, people resonate with you because of who you are. Okay, so be confident in that. Sending out an email, reaching out to someone. Like I said, reaching out to somebody is really important to me, because we have many friends within our business. Those that we call family. That people that, sometimes a person comes to mind, and I don't know whether I should share this or not. I'll have a think about it, maybe towards the end, that what happened to me last night. So don't overthink it. Move with what's in your hands. Okay, you have a phone. You have Facebook Messenger. You can say, hello, how are you? I was just thinking of you. I hope you have a lovely day. I'm sorry to hear that you're going through. I'm sending prayers. There's so much that you can say to one person that can change their life in that moment. Now, I will share this story before I go on to the next step. Hey, Apon Hassan, thank you for joining in from Bangladesh, I think. And Ava, you're coming in from Bangladesh as well, back home. Last night, there was a message that came through on my Facebook feed. Okay, now I'll share this with you. It's not to get any sort of accolades or anything. I just want to share how easy it is for us to breeze over something without thinking about it. Now, there was a man on there, 49-year-old man, a friend of mine on Facebook. I went and checked his messenger out, which we hadn't sort of sent a message since 2019, but he was crying out for help. And he said that so many times that he has put something up and nobody has responded. And he has some pretty remarkable friends, and he has a business to do with storytelling and things like that. And it wasn't just that, but what I felt in my heart, God spoke to me and said, you got to send a message to this man, help him, he needs help. And so I did. I sent a message and said, hey, how you going? I know that we haven't spoken for a very long time. In actual fact, I don't even know how we became friends. I wanted him to feel at ease. I didn't want him to feel pressured. Anyway, I said, if you've got a minute now, I can chat now over Messenger, or we can organise a time that's suitable. Now, the thing is, he came back and he said, yeah, absolutely. He said, I just got to find my phone. I said, okay, well, you let me know when you find your phone, because obviously he was on his computer. But he was down. Like, his message that came through Facebook was quite lengthy. I read it all, and I really felt drawn to just opening up and saying something, starting a conversation. Maybe it stopped him from feeling bad. He sent me a message this morning saying how he appreciated our conversation last night. It was about 10 p.m. at night. 9:30. I think we finished at about 10 to 10 at night. But I gave him a platform. I gave him a opportunity to feel that somebody cared about him, that somebody there was listening. So if you can do that today, you don't have to go searching for these people. Sometimes it just comes across. I just wanted to share that little bit because I do believe that reaching out to people is hugely important when you can. It's not always easy. It's not always easy. And sometimes, those things don't come across in front of you. Just excuse me a minute. Excuse me. Um, Okay, so for those that are coming in who've done the poll, thank you so much for that. There's a lot of you that are first-time visitors, so we really appreciate it. Please come back if you like the information that you see. Every week I have put up information about being prepared with our Ready, Set, Go program. It's cost you nothing, to get the downloadable, the step-by-step, to be prepared, to be ahead, that little bit of a step ahead of everybody else, right? Because we all like to have a little bit of an advantage of being prepared. And if I can help you in any way, because remember, this has been a part of my journey as well. So all the steps that I'm giving you are the steps that I had to take and I had to learn, but you're getting it without having to do the oopsie, not that way, this way, and changing it all around. So I've done all the hard work for you. So you can just go over to narellewarcon.com /ready, set, go, pop your email in, and that's it. You can download all of that information. And it really is very, very simple, very basic. If you know some of it, you can skip ahead. So, yeah, the quiet voice is not to be ignored. I just saw that, Vivine, and it's very true, because you know what? I tried to ignore it. And not because I just didn't feel, because we hadn't had any contact with this person for so long. I didn't even know how we met. So I didn't want to be a person in his face going, hey. But that quiet voice grew louder and louder until I actually sent the message, and I felt much better about doing it, and felt much better that he had somebody who reached out to him, not just a message on Facebook going, oh, you're strong, you can do this, we'll pray for you. They're all really lovely things. However, that one-to-one person time, that is really special. So, okay, so step 3, leverage your story. We all have one, right? Your story is the key that can unlock someone else's prison. So somebody else is trapped within their feelings of hurt and pain. They might be, they might be elated, they might be excited, but if you've got nobody to share that with, and your story is the key to saying, it's okay if I share my story, which I have done, right? And many felt sad, many felt, all different types of emotions, I suppose. And for those who've read my book, you can see it there on the side, Blonde Roots, my journey, having survived sexual, physical, and mental abuse right from a young child. If you've read my story, then you will understand that it's not always easy to step up and talk about yourself or your story or the emotions. Hey, John, what the heck are you doing up? Lovely to see you. And thank you so much. I would love to get to your Yvonne Mundy. I can't remember the exact name of the group. It would come to me if I allow it to. But yeah, please, if you want to put the link in there, you're absolutely entitled to pop it in the chat there, John, for anybody who can. It is 3 a.m. in the morning for me, so you know that I won't be there, but I will be watching the recording as soon as I can. Okay, so step 3, you don't need a fancy platform to lead. So you don't need to be sitting up here like with me. Like I said, when we brought on shining the light with the diamond inside, right, within, It gave people a platform to be able to speak about themselves, their lives, their journeys, different things like that, without having to set up this whole big platform and yeehaw raha. You don't have to do that. You can start by those little videos, whether they're faceless or whether you put your face to it. I think you're all beautiful anyway, so please don't ever be ashamed of how you look on the outside, because that's not what matters. Okay, so you don't need a fancy platform. You need honesty. And honesty, we talk about this. Remember that when you're thinking about honesty, you're thinking about Ash, you're thinking about Chris, you're thinking about Marty, you're thinking about Red, bringing us honest information about where we're heading and where we're going in the future. Are we prepared for what is to come? So, like I said, I've been speaking about the last couple of months, knowing that we have a big, uh, I don't know, Jean, give me a word for that, coming, so with all the ups and downs, it gives others permission to heal, grow, and try again. Many of us think that we've failed and that's it. We don't want to try again. It's too hard. And believe you me, I'm one of those people that kept getting up and kept getting knocked down and kept getting up and kept getting knocked down. And sometimes I got knocked down that far that I didn't know whether I could see a way out. And sometimes that's hard, and that's why we need those people around us. So remember that leadership is not about being polished. It's being like me. I come here every week. I'm just Narelle Warcon, okay? Yes, I have had some experience around, being able to bring this stuff to you. I went to Toastmasters, which is a speaking platform, a speaking meeting. Do I do as good as what I should? Absolutely not. But I am who I am, and you are who you are, and I love you for who you are. So if you've overcome something, you can help someone else navigate it too. So if you've been through something in your life, I don't know what it is you've been through in your life. Some of you I know a little bit more personally than others. Some of you want to open up, some of you don't, and that's okay. But the reason you keep replaying or rehashing this in your bodies is you haven't got rid of it, you haven't shared it, you haven't got that person there to speak about it. I go to counseling, and I do it for a reason, because my life has been very traumatic. The reason why I go is because I need someone to speak with without it being, say, a friend, a family member, or burdening them with what I feel, okay? Because I go through my own emotions. I do suffer with anxiety, and yesterday it came on full bore. It comes from nowhere. Anybody who suffers from anxiety or depression or post-traumatic stress disorder, you can get through this, okay? It takes time, and it takes certain abilities, breathing, taking your mind away from what is bringing on that trauma right at that very moment. And it can come from anywhere, honestly. Like I said, I had a bad experience yesterday. I woke up, I was heavy, I felt heavy. I felt like I was, in a way, I was really down on myself. I'm not good enough. My videos aren't good enough. Somebody else is better than me. This is all my head space was. So I had to take myself away from that. And when I get into those types of things, I usually go, "Hey, Tanya, lovely to see you, late or not." Some of the times what I do is I do for others. It makes me feel good, okay? So when I do for others, whether it's a little video of appreciation, whether it's something of, I do for a few ladies within our business, I have always done. And sometimes I just like to give back. So last night, with the gentleman calling after a day that I had, it was my way of giving back to somebody and saying, hey, somebody is here for you. Because sometimes we don't always have somebody there for us, and we really have to do certain things. Sorry. Oh no. Sorry. I don't know how to get rid of him on my phone. So there we go. They should know not to ring at this time of the night on a Wednesday. Anyway, I'll get back to them in a minute. But see, life happens. Okay, so let's get on with it. Leadership is not about being polished, just be who you are. Find that person, uplift them. If you're having a down day, reach out somewhere. Reach out to me. Hey, Narelle, what's going on? I'm around 24/7, just about. So if I can, I will reply. The action tip is identify a moment in your life where you learned something meaningful. What was it that you learned? Like, I know one of the things, my parents were very trusting people, very Christian people. They trusted everybody. One of the things that I had taken on, I suppose, was a lack of trust in people. We had it all the time until you get hurt, right? And then you trust less, and then you trust less, and then you trust less. So it's really one of those things, I suppose, that we have to identify a problem or a concern, and then work on that and how we're going to change it and fix it. Hi, Jalen, lovely to see you. So identify a moment, then share it in a conversation, a post, or a journal entry. Let others see that growth is possible. So something that you've gone through, people want to hear that. Hey, I had this happen to me the other day, and this is what I did about it. So like I said, I had to find things to get out of that, and it does come on. I know what it is. Sometimes I know where it comes from, sometimes I don't, and sometimes it can come from things in the past, and I've got to recognize what that might be coming from. Hi, Matua, is it Matua Rahman? Hello, lovely to see you. Okay, so step 4, lead with confidence, not comparison. And this is what brings me into where I was sitting yesterday. Don't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 20. Okay, who are you comparing yourself to? Somebody that's got all this experience. I know Chris says it a fair bit, and maybe Marty as well, but, they don't want you to be like them. They just want you to come and listen to what they have to say, but also to try and take those first few steps into being who you are. We want you to be who you are. I don't want you to be Narelle Warcon, and you don't want to be me, I can tell you. But you know what I mean? Like, it's about stepping up to who you are. You're an amazing person, and I'm going to keep telling you that till I hear one of you come back to me and say, I'm amazing, Narelle. And I'd love to see that in the chat. Okay, so comparison is a trap. It kills courage. Okay, so when we compare, like I said, I was stuck in that yesterday. I was comparing myself. I was saying I wasn't any good. My videos are no good. They're not good enough. I should learn more. I should be doing more. Oh my gosh, it's just a head full of crap. And it just goes round and round until you start to approach it and go, you know what? No, this is not who I am. Okay, I am strong. I am courageous. I am a person of value. And you have to work on that. Okay, so it makes us feel behind when in reality we're just on a different lane of the same highway. Can be picked up from others when we absolutely, Jean. And I'm finding that more and more so, Jean, that I've got to be really careful who I spend my time around, because that energy draining for me, because I am so empathetic, because I listen and I feel, and it's hard sometimes. I do have to take time away from a lot of things, even more so now. And remembering, my heart attack, I'm still recovering and still trying to come to a realization of where I am. Like Marty, with what he's been in hospital and now rehabilitation, it brings about a different thought. And unless you've been there, it's hard for you to fathom that it's a mortality that you face. It's your own mortality. And where that happens is that it brings you to a point of why, where, I'm still here. I must be here for a reason or a purpose. I'll come back to that one with Tanya, because I wasn't able to read it straight away. You come to a point. Now, I've had open heart surgery when I was 54. I had a heart attack 2 years ago in 2023, and I had a heart attack on the 1st of April this year. and it brings about a different feeling from within, you know, for how we feel about people and how long we might have left and what do I want to do in my lifetime. You know, I'm still young and I want to be here for a long time. Don't get me wrong, I'm not in the negatives of this, but it's a reality check sometimes that brings you to why am I here and am I fulfilling my purpose, not just filling the needs of everybody else. So it's, I don't know if you understand that, but I'm sure there's a few of you who do. We need to be who we are, but we need to find that common ground that put us together towards the next chapter. Absolutely. And we are moving towards that next chapter. Whether you want to wait, whether you want to sit, whether you want to do nothing, whether you just want to, you know, wait and see what happens, that's not really the attitude that we should have. You know, like I said, there's so many people. Yeah, I know. I understand, John. I feel you in my heart. There's so many people out there that think that this is a free ride. Okay, it's not a free ride. Nothing in this life is a free ride. Okay, so we need to step up, and part of what I'm doing here is giving you the information, giving you the step by step, giving you the basic steps to get started, so that you can feel good in yourself and go, you know what? I took some of those steps and I started doing that, and I'm starting to feel better about myself because Narelle said I can. Narelle said I was worthy. Narelle said, here's a few steps for you to follow so that I do feel confident in going forward. Okay? This is what it's all about. It's about helping each other. You know, if one needs a hand up, isn't it great to turn around and give somebody a hand up? You know, do you want to go on alone? One of the biggest things I know from research, life, business, online businesses, all that sort of stuff is nobody wants to be at the top by themselves. Okay, so what Mr. Ash was looking at helping humanity, absolutely, because of his heart. But he wants to bring all of us with him. He wants to bring all of us together because we all have that heart for humanity. You know, he wants us to be with him. He wants us, you know, Marty and Chris talks about this, Marty in particular, that says we want to, you know, help you. I want to, absolutely, everybody, this is your own business. Go ahead and do what you need to do for yourself. I couldn't think of not helping anybody while I'm helping myself because that's who I am. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be like me. Do whatever you have to do for you. But at the end of the day, you need to step up and say, this is what I'm really here for. And that's hope, bringing hope for humanity. That's about bringing the correction to the corruption, if you want to call it that. I don't like using old terminologies, but some of those really stick hard with us. You know, if you want to be able to make a change in somebody's life, whether it's your family, your friends, you know, the neighbors, the homeless, those, you know, those caught in domestic violence, those children that are being harmed. Can't go into that too much because it does make me feel a little bit sad. So we have all been attracted to this. Absolutely, we're all attracted. We came in for our own reasons, gathered together for the vision and for and powerful reason. Absolutely, we saw the vision of where Ash wanted us to, or where he wanted to go, and who he wanted to bring along with us. Why? Ask yourself this question: why are you still here? Why are you still here? Why are you gathering together? Why are you, you know, looking at and supporting and uplifting and encouraging and loving and praying and caring for a man that you've never met? Or some of you have, but most haven't. Why are you still here? Because your heart says, I see this as being something that's going to change not only my life, but the lives of those people around me. How many people are you going to, how many people's lives are you going to help and change? I came in for Miss Mimi to be a part of her life, to raise funds for her cerebral palsy. You know, have a think about what it is, go back to revisit why you felt the way that you did when you first got in. You know, if you think it's for big riches and splashing around and gold and cars, and well, you're in the wrong business. There are plenty out there that offer you that. Then they're not any good, most of them, but there's a lot out there that offer you things like that. So let's bring it back to basics. Let's start realizing that we are here for a certain reason. We're here for our purpose. And that purpose is definitely standing together. Okay, so sorry, I'm off on my little rant. So no one else has your mix of personality, your passion, your perspective. Stop looking sideways, okay? Look inward and lead from that space. You have it inside of you. You don't need their timing. Nobody needs somebody else's timing. Oh, you need to get this done by, and you should be at this level. No, 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 no. We don't do that here. We take it step by step, basics. I'm still here because I believe in the vision and mission of Mr. Ash Mathara, uplifting humanity. Absolutely. And I believe most of us are, Marcianne. Most of us have that vision within us that we're going to help so many people across the world, you know, globally, not just one country, not just here in Australia. And Australia's getting worse and worse by the minute. I can tell you we need just as much help as a lot of people, but not as much as many. Okay, there are a lot of people out there that need help. Okay, so the action tip is the next time you catch yourself comparing, pause and say, now this is one for me, okay? What I have is enough for where I'm going, okay? What I have is enough for where I'm going, and I need to put these up on my wall. Then write down one thing that makes your journey unique, your strength, your background, your resilience. Okay, one thing. If you can change your thought pattern from a negative into a positive fairly quickly, which I think I did yesterday. It took a little bit, but I had to really, you know, work on it. Our purpose is in the spillovers and what and how to share. Thank you, John, to share this. Absolutely, Vivine. Thank you so much for being here today again. I know that you're probably listening in on your way home from work. So let's get on step 5. I don't want to keep you for too long, but it's a big subject, this one. Keep moving. Growth comes with motion. Okay, so if you just sit in a spot and you stay there, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, you're probably just going to have moss and stuff grow all over you. It's like a tree in the forest. If you sit there for too long, something's going to grow over the top of you. So Martin Luther King said, you don't have to see the whole staircase, just take the first step. And remember, we spoke about that earlier tonight and also last week about taking that first step, even if you can't see it. It's about trusting and believing that what you're doing is going to make a difference. And you know what? It's, you know, when it's your first step, when it's your first time at doing something, it's scary. Okay. Hey, Abdul, lovely to see you. It's scary. And sometimes that procrastination, those times of negative thoughts in our, we're not good enough, we're not as good as this person or that person, they creep in. Kick it to the curb. Kick those thoughts to the curb. Clarity doesn't always come before action. It often comes because of action. So clarity sometimes comes, what am I going to do? How am I going to say this? And once you start, you think, oh, it opens up a whole way of what I'm going to talk about, what I'm going to say. You know, I do a topic each week, which I don't have one for next week yet. But I like to sort of be prepared in knowing that I'm continuing this journey or information sharing with you so that we can sort of roll along and keep going, you know, steadily and learn something each week. So when you move, you build confidence. So, you know, if you take, you know, a runner or any of those, I'm not a runner by any means. I was talking to my son today and I won't tell you what I said to him, but I was never, ever a real sports person. I like softball, what they call it over here. And I was good because I got powerful shoulders and arms. But yeah, if you don't move, okay, how are you ever going to be confident? You know, so it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it's, you know, being a mum, you know, whether it's a sports person, whether it's being something in business. And I'll share this with you just quickly, but my eldest daughter just got a promotion today. She absolutely loves what she does for a job. I can't tell you what it is, but she absolutely loves it. And that promotion meant a lot to her. She rang me this afternoon and it, you know, I just love my children and I love to hear that they're being successful in things that they love, because sometimes we choose things in life, jobs that we don't necessarily like, but we do it because we need the money to pay the bills, right? So to actually have a position where she's gone right up to a senior leader is something that, yeah, you could just see her sparkle because of what she did. But she didn't just get there by not moving. You know, she learns, she trains, she does certain things within her position that have to be done correctly. Okay, you have to show initiative. You have to show a sense of knowledge around what she works in. It's a bit hard for me to say it without saying what she works in, but anyway. So you discover strengths you didn't know were there. So sometimes we're sitting on our hands thinking, I've got nothing, I'm not going to do anything, I'm just going to sit here and somebody else is going to do it for me. And yeah, sometimes, and then when you do something, you think, oh, hang on a minute, maybe I can do that. And there's a little spark of interest within inside yourself that says, oh my gosh, thank you, Jean. It was so good to hear from her. It was, yeah, she was just so elated. So you discover strengths you didn't know were there, and you attract opportunities and build momentum. So when we start to do something, we build momentum. We start to go to those lives every day. You come here every week and support me. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for those coming in from LinkedIn and also my Facebook, Narelle Warcon author page. I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. So think of leadership as a muscle. The more you use it, the more it grows. Staying still may feel safe, but it keeps you stuck. And I always talk about this. If you're just going to stay there, how can you advance in something? What can you do? Start thinking about those things. What is it that I really like? What is it that I would really like to do? Is there something I can do or research? You know, I do a lot of research on health, okay? Most of you know that I do carnivore, and that's okay. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree or not, doesn't matter because it works for me, okay? But the thing is, if you're, not advancing yourself or not researching, remember that you can't take everything on board to be absolutely truth that's on the internet. So you have to go and look up, maybe for myself, doctors. You know, I listened to a thoracic surgeon, heart doctor, before I actually did carnivore to make sure, because I'd already had open heart surgery, remember. So I wanted to make sure that I was taking active research or being active in my own health. So that's what I'm saying. Hey, Willow, lovely to see you. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Willow is one of our most beautiful women in the whole wide world. And I love you, Willow. Always praying for you. Okay, so movement is what activates growth, purpose, and fulfillment. So our action step for this one is choose one area where you feel stuck and take bold movement, forward movement, sorry. So what are you going to do today? What are you going to do tomorrow, next week? What choice are you going to make? Where do you feel stuck? I feel stuck because I don't know how to do something. You can learn that. You can ask about it. Like I said, take our easy basic steps and it'll get you on the path to being prepared, you know. So commit out loud, progress over perfection. Okay, so say to yourself, I can do this. This is something I've wanted to do for ages, something I wanted to do forever. I can do this. Narelle said I could. Other people have said I'm good at that, you know, so why not? So say it to yourself, okay? And remember that progress over perfection. Excuse me again. Okay, so we've got some closing thoughts. You don't need a spotlight to be a leader, okay? You just need to be willing to shine where you are. Can you shine in your little community? Can you shine in your little group? You know, I'm just going to call Marcienne out here. She shines in her French community along with others as well. But, you know, where can you shine? Where can you bring out those things that make you feel good about yourself by helping somebody else feel good about themselves? It's pretty simple, isn't it, really? Every big movement started with someone who made a small decision. Every big movement. So you look at those people, whether it be in our own community, whether it's Marty or Chris, or whether it's Ash, or whether it's our historians, you know, those people who have come from nowhere, whether it's the Colonel Sanders from KFC, who got knocked back 1,000 times. You know, every big movement started with someone who made a small decision to use what they had. So somebody started small and said, you know what, I'm going to use what I've got. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to cook that chicken, I'm going to take it, and I'm going to keep taking it to places until someone accepts it. You know, I'm going to keep building this business. I'm going to keep changing direction because that's what I need to do. I need to stand tall. I need to shine bright. I need to get out there and I need to change. You know, there's other big leaders within the world. Some of them are not good, okay? But there are some that took that chance and said, you know what, I'm going to start where I am. Like I said, I watched Mr. Beast the other day, and he's putting in 100 wells in Africa. It nearly made me cry. The happiness on the children's, the community faces was just incredible. He's doing this out of the goodness of his heart, because what did he start with? Very, very little. And he started with what he had. What he had. This is where we all got to start. We start with what we have. You know, I didn't start with, you know, I've got a big 32-inch TV, and I've got a laptop, you know, and a mobile. And like Red said, for 3 years, he used his mobile. What's stopping you from using your mobile? Don't you dare say to me that I haven't got the right equipment. You got a mobile, it has a camera. You can do anything you want. You can go live to Facebook. You can record yourself. If you're down at the park, if you're down at the ocean, you can record yourself. Does it have to be 10 minutes long? No. It can just be, hey, I just down at the beach and it's such a beautiful day. I just wanted to share it with you and show people. You know, that's all you have to do. Loving yourself just as you are is honoring the God spark inside you. Absolutely. I love God, because you know what? He has given me life and he has given me a purpose. So, okay, so this week, lead with what you have. Speak up, show up, step up, okay? It takes very little to do that when you believe in yourself and trust that what you have in here is exactly what somebody else is waiting to hear. You are more prepared than you think, and your next level starts now. Let's do this together. Okay, so that's my sharing this week. I hope it has sparked a few little thoughts within you. Like I said, if you find that it has been of value, please share out my information. Let people know that they can get all the downloadables for free and go over it step by step themselves. They can come here each week and ask questions of, how might I be able to do this, Narelle? Now, I want to share a couple of things with you before we head off. So I've asked you to subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, that's okay. Please leave a like, a thumbs up, love hearts. Also a comment after the live has finished on any of my channels. That would be really fantastic. I also wanted to say, keep prayers up for Marty and for Ash. Learning to be an influencer is easy. It just involves shining your light with love. Yeah, as simple as that. Hey, Willow, as simple as that. And if people don't start trusting in here, then yeah, it's incredible how people can change and how quickly they can change if they just love who they are and love the dear Lord above. So what I was saying is, prayers are really strong. Prayers work, and we know that. So please keep praying for Ash, for Marty, for Chris, and for Red, and all of those ones that Chris calls out nightly, which is a little bit hard to sort of call out all of those names. But thank you, Chris, for putting those prayer lists together, because it does allow us a space of being able to bring our thoughts and prayers together for those people. Now, before you go, because I noticed a couple of people have left and they won't hear this unless they watch the recording, I am giving away one of my books, okay? Now, we're working on how that's going to happen and what that looks like, but I want to give a book away anywhere in the world, okay? So I think it's really important to not only see who I am and listen to my information, but sometimes reading my book. Jean, I'd love to hear some words from you. And not here, but I have sent a few books. Like I said, my book is not necessarily to be a bestseller. My book has been sold all over the world and has gone all over the world. I also have it as a downloadable. So you can get it on Amazon. If you go looking for it, that's the book there. and this is the real one here. So there I am. I know I look younger there. My hair's thinning and it's going grey. Yeah, so what I was saying was I want to gift a book to somebody, whether you recommend somebody to me that you think may need uplifting, may need to know that they're not alone, and if you know that this may bring them hope, then please reach out and put their name in. And like I said, we're putting together something on how we will choose or where that will go, but anywhere in the world, not just Australia, but anywhere in the world. So I will come over to the chat now. We will come back to you about, and I also want to thank Kiba from Norway, who shared out my information this week onto their WhatsApp information group that goes out to Norway and Botswana. So thank you so much, Kiba, for sharing that out. And thank you for my Aussie friends, particularly Vivine, for coming in and supporting me. I really appreciate that. So let me just scroll back a bit. I'm not going to go back like I did last week. It's too far. There's some beautiful chats in there, and I've tried to catch as many as I can right through. Willow, I do appreciate you coming on. Been a difficult... Oh, you make my life better just by being here, Willow. But definitely we'll keep you in our prayers for sure. Cynthia Brown, thank you so much for coming in. I think it's, I can't remember. Is it Philadelphia or Pennsylvania? I can't remember. Yeah, thank you, Cynthia. I do try to inspire by bringing a little bit of my life into how I can help you and how I can help everybody here in just moving that little bit forward. Remember, it's not got to be great, big, giant steps. It's just got to be movement. You're halfway through. Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, Jean. I was going to say, what are you halfway through? My book. Jean received my book a week or so ago, a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, it's nice to know that there are people out there who, yeah. Anyway, okay, so you've heard this week was lead with what you have, what you need to think about and take away with you this evening or today, wherever you're coming in from, is what do you have? What abilities do you have? What have you done in your life? What story do you have? What have you lived through? What can you share with others that might be just hanging out there waiting to hear your story? Vivino, what are you talking about? You eat everything on your plate. Somebody must have said something. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate each and every Philadelphia. Thank you so much, Cynthia. Sorry for that, but I get a bit mixed up, as you guys do with Australia as well. But yeah, I really appreciate each and every one of you for coming on. Like I said, if you have subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. If you haven't, that's okay. Please give a thumbs up, a heart, a like, a comment. Everything helps with the algorithms. Oh, there is just one thing. We love you too, Vivine. Thank you so much. There is one thing. If I do shorts as well, little short videos, and they're under shorts in YouTube, if you could pop over and just like or give a little comment over there, that helps again with the algorithms. You know, this isn't just about me and my channel, but it's remembering that in the near future, we're going to be supporting your channels, and we're going to be able to, you know, like for like type thing. Like, so have a look at what is your channel doing. I have a few that come on that just do life to life type things, you know, living life, whether they're out on a boat, they're at their supermarket or marketplace with veggies and stuff like that. So have a look at what you can do. Okay, because if you're not doing anything, if you're going to sit on your hands and do nothing, then nobody's going to come to your rescue. You have to want to step up, at least take that first step. Okay, that's what this is all about, taking that first step. And then, believe you me, things will change for you impeccably. So we didn't go over to my website today. I did have a little bit of a, what did they call it? Maintenance going on with that. But yeah, just quickly before you all go, This is where I do my blogs and things like that on my website, narellewarcon.com. Please have a read of some of them. Please leave a comment if you can. How we live is what makes us real. And just some of the ones this week: the world shifts when ordinary people choose to act with purpose. I really felt into that one, you know. The world shifts when ordinary people, that's us, choose to act with purpose. So what is our purpose? Do you know what yours is? Have you decided that it's something worth pursuing, something to run after? And dare to dream big, then do something every day to make it happen. That little step, little step, little step. Take action, keep moving, keep uplifting. Remember to reach out to other people, let them know that you care about them, that you love them, that you just want to know how they're going. Pray for them, you know, keep them in your thoughts, and just reach out, you know, stay connected to people, and there'll always be somebody there for you. Trust me, that when you're feeling at your lowest, there will be somebody. God will send somebody. The angels will send somebody. And just as our dear Marty has always said, you know, we really need to just remember why we're here. Okay, you want to continue to believe in Ash. You want to believe in what's happening, his purpose, his vision. Then absolutely step up and start doing something for yourself today to get prepared for tomorrow. Okay, so thank you once again for joining us. Thank you for all those in the chat. I didn't get to each and every one of you, but I hope you know that I love each and every one of you, and I thank you so much for your support. So we will be here again next Wednesday on Who What Where Wednesday. Keep an eye out. Please pop over to my channel and have a look at my videos that I put together, and some of my shorts as well. Please, if you haven't, or you felt that you got value from today and you haven't shared it out, please share it out where you can, or with anyone that you think might need to be uplifted today. I love you all, and again, God bless you, keeping you in my prayers, and I will see you again next week on Who What Where Wednesday with a new topic. Bye for now. Love you.
Woke up with a dream in my pocket. Took a step and I couldn't stop it. Every stumble lit a fire inside. Now I walk with my head held high. Lessons learned and bridges burned. Still I rise with every turn. This is more than just a climb. It's my moment, it's my time. No more high.